talked about a lot of different types of cars. Are there one or two that you would say you might be the most knowledgeable about or most passionate about?
Sure. I think in terms of car classes, my favorites are two: pre-war and post-war sports and racing. I'd say 50s, 60s. If I had to pick one, probably pre-war, the older cars, European and American both. I think some of the most magnificent styles, designs, engineering feats have come from those times, late 20s through the early 30s, even into the late 30s. The Art Deco era. So I've always had a passion for those cars, and like to think I know a little bit about those cars and can carry on a decent conversation with most folks, whether it be a Peerless or a Packard or a 540K Mercedes or WO Bentleys or Alphas or any of the like back in the day into the 30s. I would say in the last 10 years I've certainly grown a big appreciation for sports racing cars, primarily European sports and racing cars, as that's kind of, I think that's developed within me as I've found cars to be more usable and my experiences and what I've been exposed to. So when you start to talk about Mercedes, the Gullwings and the Roadsters of the 50s, and then of course the final versions in the early 60s, and Porsches, and it seems like everybody's turned on by Ferraris. But you're talking about Fiat 8Vs, Cisitalias. There's so many cars that I have really tried to focus on, and very happily done so and been surrounded by some very smart people. And I really wish I knew way more about all the cars. But my tiny little brain, I think there's only so much room that you can have, and I'm fortunate at Worldwide to be surrounded by guys that are smarter than me. When I have questions about certain makes and models of cars, other things, I go to the guys that I work with on a daily basis, and that helps me round out. But I've really had more of a passion and a focus on the pre-war American and European cars and the sports and racing cars.